Hello and welcome to a rather cold Silverstone for the season opener of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship, racing with MRF Tyres. Now, the 2018 champion is back to defend his crown, which is Magnus Quicklevi. Let's see if we can have a quick word with him. He's put it on pole position. It's a very cold track at the minute. Magnus, 2018 champion, you come straight into the first round, put it on pole position. You've got Ollie Turner, who's a very experienced driver, next to you on the grid. You nervous?
Not really. I hope it's going to be a good race, but yesterday I had some good pace and hopefully I can keep it into the race today.
Lovely. Obviously, you've got some quick drivers around you, but you think you've got a pace. What was the difference in times in qualifying?
I think it was around 3 or 4 tenths, so that's a good gap on the circuit that's not so technical as others.
Yeah, because you've got to be careful of the toe here, so if you can break away from that, you should be on for the win.
Yeah, hopefully I can get a good start and break away, and that will be the race.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
So with that, let's see how Magnus gets on, and more importantly, let's see how Ollie Turner gets on. I'll hand you up to our race commentator, Richard John Neal.
Thank you, Anthony. Magnus Quicklevi on pole position with Ollie Turner alongside. Row 2, Joel Wren and Alfie Glennie, with Ted Potts and Abby Locke on row 3. The opening race of the 2019 season. The lights are already on. Out they go. On board with Abby Locke off the start. Very good start by Joel Wren. Left of shot, the predominantly blue car with the yellow trim. And on his inside, Ollie Turner from second on the grid is down to third. So it's Wren second. Magnus Quicklevi, the pole position man, leads them. So a good start by the defending champion. And Ollie Turner back in third place at the moment as they head up towards Maggots for the first time. Maggots, the left-hander, then the right-hander. Joel Wren locks up, and there's a gap on the inside. Ollie Turner's going to challenge for second place around Beckett, which he does and successfully gets. So Joel Wren down to third place, Ollie Turner up into second. And of course, what Anthony was talking about was breaking the toe here, and that's what Magnus Quicklevi wants to do very early on in this race. And he's away in red and white. The blue and yellow of Ollie Turner. Joel Wren's back now. Contact from Ted Potts. The black car, I think, made a light touch on Alfie Glennie. Abby Locke is involved in that as well. Locke around the outside. Glennie facing the wrong way in red at the moment. We'll get going again. On board with the Scholar Engines Hangar 111 Racing backed car of Abby Locke, who comes from Woodbridge. Gets going again. Joel Wren from second place is now further back than he would like to be. Great shot here of Magnus Quicklevi, the leader. Ollie Turner second. Third place is Joel Wren, coming under pressure from Ted Potts, who managed to recover that. I think there might have been a slight bit of contact as he runs wide. That is very definitely track limits for Ted, but you can get away with it once, maybe twice, and then the warnings go out, and ultimately, of course, time penalties. But Ted will know he's done that. He won't need me telling him, and he's now in that third position ahead of Joel Wren. He doesn't look particularly happy at the moment. Joel, the man from Lawton, switches over from the Junior Saloon Car Championship as we ride on board with Ollie Turner, third-year driver, chasing the reigning champion. Multi-podium finisher is Ollie Turner in this class, but yet to grab his first win. Debuted on the 9th of April 2017 at Brands Hatch, so a fair bit of experience, as has Magnus Quicklevi in front. As we look at Joel Wren still chasing Ted Potts. Ted in the black and gold livery. That is a real classic, iconic motorsport livery. The 41 car of Joel Wren giving chase as well, and you might remember the 41 number was a championship winning number back in 2015 with Aaron Thompson. It's not going to be a race-winning number today because Abby Locke goes through into fourth place around the outside, so Locke up into fourth. Here is Abby going through shot, and not the happiest of races for Joel Wren, although he'll be delighted with his start and to have made it into second place. Ollie Turner now second. You can see Jam Sport Racing emblazoned on the side of the car. The race car consultants prepared car of Magnus Quicklevi in front, and third position, a Daniels Motorsport car of Ted Potts. So we've got 3 different teams occupying the podium slots at the moment. That shows how competitive this championship is. Quicklevi the leader though, very impressive last year, the young Dane, 7 wins, 6 out of 8 pole positions. The championship running over 8 weekends, 8 fastest laps as well in a competitive season that he had. Ollie Turner, the 16-year-old from Evesham, busy chasing at the moment, and the Jam Sport man is not letting go of the race leader. He's trying to nibble away at the gap, trying to close it down in this 15-minute race. So through Copse Corner they go once again, and quickly, I've got to say, an unusual situation to see a driver coming back and defending the championship. It's great, it's a privilege for us, and good for the other drivers to use Magnus, the reigning champion, as a little bit of a benchmark, and of course a really good opportunity for Magnus to get a second full season of action under his belt. Turner closing in now on the race leader. The challenge is very much on for the race lead. Now let's see what he can do. Into Maggots again and towards Beckett. Turner here taking a nice wide racing line here. This will build momentum for him as he goes through Beckett's, and perhaps more significantly on the exit of Beckett's as well. And down the long straight here. Let's see whether he can tee up a move. You can look either way. Traditionally, it's going to be the inside, which, as we were looking on board, would be the left-hand of shot. That's what he's doing. He's having a look there. Quickly, not overly defensive at the moment, so perhaps not feeling too threatened. Although it was a wider line into Beckett's originally by the chaser. So Ollie Turner piling the pressure on, and Quickly is definitely within his sights now as they exit Woodcote. Cracking race on for lead position here between these two youngsters. Ollie again trying to build momentum along the main straight here on the national circuit at Silverstone, 1.64 miles long. And now jigs to the inside line as they head in towards Copse, and has a look. He's definitely worried, Quickly. Now you can see they're keeping their wheels the right side there of the track markings. They're obviously very mindful about track limits. They'll have a briefing from the clerk of the course before the meeting gets underway, and again Turner can use a little bit more road here and maybe try and garner some more momentum. I think he's closer than he was on the previous lap. Through Beckett's now onto the main straight. What can Turner do? Quickly, you can see almost hugging that left-hand side of the track. There might just be about half a car's width to go through. Comes out a little bit wider. Now Turner's going to go for the sweep through into Brooklands, looks to the outside line. Quickly has left half a gap, and Turner's through on the inside line. He saw that, he pounced there. Quickly, we just left half a gap. But Magnus is coming back on the inside line now of Ollie Turner as they come into Woodcote. Is he going to be able to pop his nose up the inside line? Yes, he is. Side by side for the race lead out of Woodcote now. And it's Turner on the outside nearest camera in the 22 car, the defending champion, to his inside as they cross the line together. Goodness me. They're continuing this. Quickly, he's got the inside line coming up into Copse. Turner's got more of a sweep though as they go into Copse, and he's got his nose in front. Quickly, he's still challenging him side by side at the moment. Jam Sport versus Race Car Consultants. Turner, we look across. There is Quickly. Turner's going to have the inside at Maggots. They're giving each other room. This is superb mature racing from these two. Still side by side into Beckett. Turner wasn't able to make that little advantage as they went into the left-hander at Maggots, but now he'll have the advantage coming down the straight. They're still side by side, and there is Quickly getting a very good run out of Beckett's. Still side by side into Brooklands. This should be advantage Turner now as they come into the left-hander. Let's see how this plays out. Magnus Quickly still on the outside line. They're still giving each other, and Quickly has to cede it, and it's Turner through into the lead. Ollie Turner, the race leader. They were side by side for the best part of a lap. That is one of the best racing laps of Silverstone I have seen in any formula, without exception. Brilliant stuff. So Turner leads. Then it is Magnus Quickly, the defending champion. They're on to the last lap. We almost wish this could run a little bit longer. Quickly's up the inside line and challenging for the lead. Side by side they go again through Copse Corner, and Quickly here could get the lead back. You can see his nose there. Ollie Turner will look across. They're coming up into Maggots. Turner might have a little bit of an advantage here. Couldn't make that stick last time. The Danes on the inside line though, in red and white. Is he going to try and go through here? Do they touch a little bit? I think they do. And Quickly, the defending champion, is through on the inside line. Turner goes a little bit wide, but he's still got momentum as they come down the straight. And importantly, has got track position here on the left-hand side of the circuit as they come down into Brooklands for the last time. Who's going to win? It's the 22 car, Ollie Turner, that takes the line into Brooklands. Quickly right behind him now has got to try and maybe get momentum for a run out of Woodcote and down towards the checkered flag. He's looking for the inside, but Turner's not giving him room. Ollie Turner here searching for his first win in the Fiesta Junior Championship, and in doing so looks like he's going to pip the defending champion. It's going to be Turner's first win in the championship. Look for the checker. There it is a win for Ollie Turner. Magnus Crigleby second. A superb race by those youngsters. Respectful, great motor racing, and as I said, one of the best laps I've seen, best racing laps I've seen at Silverstone. Turner from Crigleby. Ted Potts gets his first podium in his third meeting. He's third from Abbey Lock, Alfie Glennie and Joel Wren completing the top 6 here. What a way to open the season. There is our victorious and happy winner, Ollie Turner. Congratulations, Tim and Magnus, on a fine race.
Well, Ollie, what a race, first of all. Congratulations. First race of the year, first victory, and also the fastest lap.
Oh, it's a great feeling. My family, the sponsors, we put so much effort into this year, and I'm so glad it's kicked off like this. I couldn't thank anyone enough. Samco Sport for the help and the sponsorship. Oh, honestly, it's going to be a good year, I think.
Well, Magnus, you're looking slightly deflated, but a great race nonetheless. It went right down to the wire. You still got another race ahead of you this weekend, so it could be on the top spot there.
Yeah, I think I have the pace, but I think the toe plays a really, really big part. Down the straight, he was just so fast behind me, and I could also see when I was behind him, I was really fast down the straight, so it's a big part.
Well, Ted, your third time out with the Fiesta Juniors, you're on the podium, first race of the year. It wasn't that easy though, was it?
No, it was a bit difficult. I had a fight with Alfie Glennie for about a lap, and then yeah, I got past him, and I saw I was in a podium place, so I just eased off and let the 2 front runners just battle it out, and I just stayed calm and just tried to get, I thought it's good for the third race, get a podium.
Race 2 is about to get underway here at Silverstone for the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship with MRF Tyres. Now they start the race how they finished the first race, which puts Ollie Turner on pole position, and his second is Magnus Crigleby. Now there's a fierce competition in the first race, and with the rain coming down, it should be the same. So I'll hand you straight over to our race commentator, Richard John Neal, to take you through all the action.
Thanks, Anthony. Race 1 winner Ollie Turner starts on pole. Magnus Crigleby is alongside. Ted Potts and Abbey Lock on row 2. Alfie Glennie and Joel Wren completing the lineup. So conditions are, as Anthony described, tricky. The lights go out for round 2 of the championship. Joel Wren gets away well from the third row of the grid. The blue and yellow car already, in fact, up into third place. Abbey Lock is 4th, Ted Potts 5th. But it's Ollie Turner, the race leader from Magnus Crigleby. We'll have some more of the same from race 1, please, from those two. Maybe with Joel Wren thrown into the mix as well. And Wren closing on as he come out of Copse down towards Maggots for the first time. So it is a sideways moment there for Ted Potts, collects it up, trying to go around the outside line of Abbey Lock in the Scholar-backed car, and right behind them, Alfie Glennie in red, who's getting stuck in as well. So Alfie, like Ted Potts, second generation racer. Alfie's dad racing in sidecar grass track bikes, and Ted Potts' dad Steve, a BRSCC racer of some repute in Porsches and Alfa Romeos, as Crigleby made the challenge there, looked up the inside line but held off by Ollie Turner, the race leader, but Joel Wren getting stuck in as well, so it's a 3-way battle for the lead. Different dynamic to the 2-car dice that we had in race number 1. Abbey Lock still in 4th, Alfie Glennie getting stuck in and having a look at the inside line on Ted Potts, and let's see whether he can get through there side by side across the start-finish line. Glennie on the inside run in red. Ted Potts has got a decent run, podium for him in race number 1, of course, only his 3rd start in the championship, and he's on the outside run here, and Glennie is going to try the inside line, but again, Potts doing what we saw him do once. We only saw him do it once in race number 1, going a little bit wide too. I have to be mindful of that for track limits, but of course he may well argue that he needs to go a little bit wider to make room for the other car, which is sometimes the case, but I'm sure the officials will be studying their big bank of screens intensely through this one as we watch Joel Wren, 3rd place from the 3rd row of the grid off the start. He's going to get a very, very hard-earned reputation as a quick starter at this rate, and everyone's going to be watching at round 2 when we go to Pembrey. Can't remember the juniors racing at Pembrey before, but challenge on here as down the inside line goes Glennie into 5th position. Ted Potts left the door open a little bit there, but he'll try and fight back. So it's Alfie Glennie through into 5th position now. He's got Abbey Locke ahead of him. Ted going wide there to get a bit of momentum out of Woodcote to try and close back down on the Cranbrook-based youngster in the 27 car. Ted comes from Heathfield in Sussex. Battle for, I've got to say, 2nd and 3rd, closer than 2nd to 1st at the moment. So Joel Wren pushing the pressure on Magnus Crickley, who won't be overly happy at the moment with the way things are going. He'd much rather be further down the road and challenging the 22 car. This is almost a repeat of race 1, whereas Crickley had a gap initially. This time it's Ollie Turner, who's settled in very nicely to the role of race leader, on board with Joel Wren. So down the Wellington Straight, he'll be thinking about, you can notice the difference in lines there. When there's no big pressure on, the drivers stick to the right hand side as we're looking down the straight, left if you're getting more defensive. So you have to say Magnus Crickley not looking that defensive at that stage from Joel Wren. And still out front, Ollie Turner in the 22 car, who will now start to think about having double points here, double win, and to leave Silverstone, the first of our 2 visits this year to Silverstone. We're back on the international circuit in October. Start to think about championship lead. 41 car still in 3rd place. They pick up the pit signals. Abbey Locke coming through in 4th. The red car of Alfie Glennie is 5th, followed by the black and gold of 55 Ted Potts in 6th place. But there is Joel Wren still trying to close in on the 2nd place car, Magnus Crickley, defending champion. And I do take the hat off to Magnus for defending his title, getting more racing experience in the juniors. Followed Jack Davidson as champion. Harry Gooding the year before. Alfie Glennie has a gyration. It is tricky out there, but recovers very well indeed. It's not the mistake, it's how you recover, and that was a good recovery from Alfie Glennie. Cast your minds back to when the championship started, 2012. Charlie Liddell, the first champion from Jack Mitchell. Liddell won the Ginetta Super Cup last year. Mitchell, the British GT4 champion now. JJ Ross won it in 2013, racing Renault Clio in Spain. Jerry Nicosia making his way through the Ginetta ladder as well. Aaron Thompson racing Clio's champion in 2015. So I think we've name-checked all the champions over the years. But the point is that whether you're champion or runner-up or just gaining experience in this championship, it really does provide some super racing and a great training ground. Joel Wren losing a little bit of ground now on that 2nd place car. So, battle for the lead. Are the closing stages going to be reminiscent of race number 1? They could well be, because as you can see, Joel Wren in 3rd place has dropped away a little bit now, leaving the battle for 1st place. And it's Ollie Turner. Magnus Crickley has got his head down. Crickley with fastest lap on lap 10, a 1:12.287. They're about a second slower than they were in race number 1. The race should go to 13 laps again, but Turner, who had fastest lap in race number 1, coming under pressure from the pole position man who looks up the inside line and tags the back of the 22 car, which is not dislodged, I have to say, although there was enough momentum lost for Crickley to go through. I don't think that was malicious, but it's the sort of racing you'll see further up the ladder in touring cars, where of course these youngsters will aspire to. So it's Crickley with the leader, but Turner's having none of it and fighting back. This is great spirit from Turner, who does a clean dive down the inside line. No frustration after that contact, or if there was, he's not taking it out on the car in front and goes for the clean pass. Crickley still in the mix as well, and we're going to see a replay of what we saw in race number 1. Place changes again in this wonderful championship. The BRSCC really providing a superb arena for these youngsters to learn their racecraft, and for us to see a super race. Look at the encouragement from the pit wall for these two. It's Turner looking for the double. Crickley, the defending champion, is not happy that he finished 2nd in race number 1. He wants to get a win to even things up points-wise. On board with Turner. I was going to say clear circuit. You can see in the distance we've got Ted Potts, who has actually picked up a track limits penalty, sadly. He's running in 6th position, but it's Turner still there. Magnus Crickley tries a different tack this time. He was looking up the inside last time round. That did result in him getting the lead, but Turner, you can see, over towards the left-hand side as they come down the Wellington straight. Moves over slightly to get a bit of a racing line towards Brooklands. He comes out now. That leaves the door open. Quickly, he's going to have a look down the inside line, but hasn't got enough momentum to come through. Grabs a bit of curb. Turner still the race leader. Into Luffield. Now, round into Woodcote they go. The Samco car still there. You can see Ted Potts not being caught at a huge rate because there's not a lot really between all of the drivers' lap times in this championship. As the clock ticks down and they head onto the last lap, which should be the last lap of this race, and it's still Turner out front looking for the double. Magnus Kricklevi still chasing hard. What can he do? He was quick into Beckett's 2 laps ago, and is he going to have another look here? We're on board with the race leader. Into Maggots, grabs the apex. There's Ted Potts going through. Wide line from Turner, confident line from the Samco Sports car, the 16-year-old from Evesham, looking to try and make it a double, but chasing him hard is the young Dane. So Turner is, again, this is very confident. He's over on the right-hand side, coming down the straight. Kricklevi's still busy chasing as well, and it looks as if Ollie Turner has enough confidence here to turn this into a double. He's clear of Magnus Kricklevi, who's chasing him hard and has done a lot of good work in this race to close in the closing stages. Got past at one point, but Turner fought back. Ted Potts is in front of them. He's running in 6th place. Alfie Glennie ahead of him. Abby Lock in 4th. Joel Wren 3rd. But it's Turner and Kricklevi 1 and 2 who come out of Woodcote up towards the checkered flag, which is waved there. It is a double this weekend for Ollie Turner from Magnus Kricklevi. Joel Wren will take 3rd place. Confirmation of the result. Abby Lock is 4th from Alfie Glennie. Ted Potts is in 6th. The championship table, as we head to Pembrey, is headed, unsurprisingly, by double winner Ollie Turner from Magnus Kricklevi. Ted Potts 3rd, jointly with Joel Wren and Abby Lock. How close is that? And Alfie Glennie just a couple of points back in 6th.
Ollie, what a weekend. 2 wins out of 2, and also driver of the weekend. How happy are you?
Honestly, words cannot describe how I feel right now. It's knowing that I've put all this hard work in, got all the sponsorship sorted, new car, everything like that, and to get 2 out of 2, honestly, that's just mega. And I want to thank my sponsors, Team Samco, and Jam Sport Racing. They're top boys, honestly.
Well, Magnus, it's been a tough weekend. You and Ollie have just been at it all weekend. It's been great to watch. To come away with 2 second places, you can't be too disappointed.
Well, I was certainly hoping for more, but I just felt like I had some chances that I didn't took, and when I took them, there was no room for me.
Well, Joel, coming off the back of a successful year in the Saxos, first weekend here with the Fiesta Juniors, first podium. How are you feeling?
Yeah, really good. First race wasn't the best. It went into limp mode due to a problem with the ABS. But second race I'm really happy with. It's a podium. So, yeah, good overall, really.
Yeah, some decent competition in front of you as well. Is that what you're aiming for?
Yeah, really good competition. Driving's been really good all weekend, to be fair. Everyone's getting on well, meeting all the new drivers, get on with them all. Love it.
Well, what a fantastic opening round we've had here for the Fiesta Junior Championship. The 14-17-year-olds really put on a show. So please do tune in next time.